If you have ADHD, this is all you need. A block of sticky notes. I've been using this for managing my ADHD brain, and it's genuinely one of the simplest things that has actually worked. 3 methods, same tool. Let me show you how. So the problem is that ADHD brains hold on to way too much at once. You're working on something and suddenly you remember that you need to text someone back. Then you think about dinner. Then a random idea for a project pops up. Then you remember you forgot to pay a bill. And all of these thoughts are happening at the same time when you're trying to focus on the actual task in front of you. Your brain doesn't have good filters. So everything feels equally urgent and important. And trying to hold all of it in your head while trying to do something else is kind of impossible. The standard advice is to just focus on one thing, which is useless advice. Because the problem isn't that you don't want to focus, it's that your brain won't let you. The other advice is to use an app. Put everything in your phone, task manager, notes app, whatever. Which sounds good, except opening your phone to write down a thought means you'll see notifications and then you're scrolling and now 20 minutes are gone and you forgot what you were even doing. So you need something that gets thoughts out of your brain immediately without creating new distractions. So, sticky notes. Let's start with the first method. This is for when your brain is completely overloaded. Too many thoughts, too many tasks, too much going on. You can't think straight because there's too much noise. So how does it work? Take your block of sticky notes and write one thing per note. One thought, one task, one idea, one worry, just one thing. Keep going until your brain is empty, until there's nothing left bouncing around in there. This might be 10 notes, might be 30, doesn't matter. Just keep going until you've captured everything. This method is called a brain dump. We're just doing it on sticky notes. So why this works? Because your brain doesn't have to hold on to these thoughts anymore. They are external now. They exist on paper, so your brain can stop reminding you about them. And because each thing is on its own note, you can physically move them around. Sort them, prioritize them, throw away the ones that don't matter. You can't really do that when everything is on one list on paper or mixed together in your head. And afterwards, what do? Once everything is out, sort them into piles. Now, later, never. Now pile is for things that actually need to happen today. Later is for things that matter but don't have to be today. And never pile is for the things your brain convinced you were important but actually aren't. And then throw away the never pile immediately. Don't save them just in case. If they're not important for now or later, they're not important at all. Now you have a much smaller, more manageable pile of things to deal with. And when to use this? Use brain dump when you're overwhelmed. When you wake up and your brain is already screaming at you with 50 different things. When you can't start working because you can't figure out what to do first. Dump it all out. Sort it. And now you can actually think. Let's talk about the second method. This is for when you're trying to focus on one specific thing, but your brain keeps interrupting you. You sit down to work on something, and 5 minutes in, your brain goes, "Oh wait, we need to do that other thing." You ignore it. 2 minutes later, "Don't forget about that email." Ignore it again. 1 minute later, "Remember that thing from yesterday?" Your brain will not shut up. And if you just try to push through and ignore it, the thoughts get louder, or you forget them, or you give in and switch tasks. So how does this method work? Keep sticky notes right next to you while you work. When a thought pops up that's not related to what you're doing, write it down immediately. One thought per note. Working on something and brain interrupts. Text Alex. Well, write it down and then keep working. Brain interrupts again. What was that article that I wanted to read? Write it down and keep working. Brain goes again. Dinner tonight? Write it down. Every single interrupting thought goes on a note, no matter how small. And this is the parking lot method. It works because you're not ignoring the thought. You're capturing it. So your brain doesn't have to keep reminding you. Your brain is like an annoying assistant who thinks everything is urgent. If you tell it, "I heard you, I wrote it down, I'll deal with it later," it relaxes. And if you try to ignore it, it just keeps bothering you. The sticky notes are proof that you won't forget, so your brain can just let it go. And what to do with the notes? At the end of your work session, look at the pile. Some of these things will be things you actually need to do. Add them to your task list or do them now. Some will be completely random thoughts that don't matter. Throw them away. The point isn't to do everything that pops into your head. The point is to capture it so it stops interrupting you. So you can use this parking lot method whenever you need to focus on one task for longer than 10 minutes. Studying, working on a project, reading, anything that requires sustained attention. So keep sticky notes next to you and capture every distraction as it comes up. And the third method is interstitial journaling on sticky notes. If you watched my interstitial journaling video, you know how much I love it. And you also know that it's where you write timestamps throughout your day with what you're doing. It keeps you aware of time, helps with transitions, and documents your day. So I usually do it in a notebook, but sticky notes actually work better in some ways. And why? Because they're visible. They are right in front of you, not closed up in a notebook that you forget to look at. With a notebook, you write an entry, close it, and forget to check back. With sticky notes, they are sitting on your desk, staring at you. You can see your whole day or your work session laid out. And here's the thing about ADHD. Out of sight is out of mind. A notebook closes, but sticky notes stay open. And this is crucial for ADHD brains because we need external reminders that we can actually see. So if interstitial journaling hasn't been working for you, give it a try on sticky notes. Write the timestamp and write what you're doing or what you just did and keep it with you. Write the next tiny step and move to that one when you're done. And at the end of your focus session, you can see exactly how your time went. And then you can throw away these sticky notes or keep them if you want a record. But the visibility is the key. So why sticky notes specifically? You might be thinking, why not just write these in a notebook? There are a few reasons. First of all, they're temporary. Sticky notes feel disposable, which means you don't overthink what you write. You're not trying to make it neat or organized. You just write it and move on. With a notebook, there's this pressure to make it look good, to write properly. With sticky notes, it doesn't matter. You're probably throwing away most of them anyway. Also, they are modular. You can move them around, sort them into piles, stick them on your desk or wall or wherever, reorganize them when priorities change. Sticky notes are more flexible than a list in a notebook. And as I've said before, they are visible. You can stick them where you'll see them, like on your laptop, on your desk, on the wall in front of you, and they're satisfying to throw away. This sounds small, but it's huge. When you finish a task or realize that something doesn't matter, you physically throw away the note, crumple it up and toss it. That physical action of destroying it gives your brain closure. It's done, it's gone, and your brain feels it. Crossing something off a list doesn't have the same effect. And you can use all three methods together. Start your day with a brain dump. Get everything out of your head and sort it into now, later, never. Then, when you sit down to work on something from the now pile, use parking lot method to capture distractions as they come up. And throughout the day, use interstitial journaling sticky notes to track what you're actually doing and stay aware of time. At the end of the day, look at your parking lot notes and add anything important to tomorrow's brain dump. And look at your interstitial notes to see where your time went. It's a loop. Brain dump clears your head. Parking lot keeps it clear while you work. Interstitial journaling keeps you aware of time. Review at the end adds new stuff back to the system. And all of it uses the same tool, a block of sticky notes. So use these methods however works for you. You don't have to do brain dump every single day. You don't have to use parking lot for every task. You don't have to do interstitial journaling constantly. Use them when you need them. When your brain is overwhelming you, when you're trying to focus, and when you're losing track of time. Pick them up when they help. Put them down when they don't. And remember that these methods work because they're simple. Don't overcomplicate them. Don't create elaborate systems around them. Just write, stick to it, throw away. That's it. The goal is to get things out of your brain and make them visible so you can actually function. And that's all. Keep it simple. And if you're worried about paper waste, maybe you can get smaller sticky notes or use scrap paper or you can recycle them. But also, sometimes being neurodivergent means doing whatever helps you get through the day. If sticky notes make your brain function better, use them. The right way is whatever actually works for you. Okay, some practical tips. First of all, keep them everywhere. One block at your desk, one in your bag, one by your bed, wherever you might need to capture a thought. Also, don't make it complicated, as I said. You don't need different colors for different categories. You don't need to organize them perfectly. Just write, sort, throw away. That's it. And you can use it for feelings too. It isn't just for tasks. Like if you're feeling anxious about something, write it on a note. Worried about something you said, Write it down. Getting it out of your brain and onto paper makes it smaller. It's no longer this big, overwhelming thing. It's just words on paper. Another tip is that throw them away when you're done. Don't keep them in a pile thinking you might need them later. The purpose is to get things out of your brain and let them go. So yeah, your brain can't hold everything and focus at the same time. Put it on paper instead, and put it where you can see it. Try it for a week and see if it helps. And let me know in the comments if you use sticky notes or if you have your own system for managing ADHD thought chaos. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!